And everybody knows when the federal government comes to you and says, we're making the suggestion, wink, wink, we know it's not.
Okay, Tim, should America, before we run out of time, should America be seizing Greenland and the Panama Canal?
Seizing? I don't understand why there's this presumably fake outrage over Donald Trump trying to trade negotiate control of certain regions. I think war is bad. I think territorial gains should be handled through beneficial trade between all parties. If the U.S. government, through Donald Trump, goes to Greenland and offers the people of Greenland a really great deal that improves their lives, I don't see why that's a problem for anybody. The Panama Canal, I mean, we built it. There's a question about what it's being used for. It's falling into disrepair. I don't like the idea of military force. That's insane. But if Trump goes there and says, look, we're going to offer you X amount of dollars in investment, we're going to grow the region, it's going to be good for you, good for me, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, Dean, I mean, is there any, I mean, I think the problem was Trump didn't rule out military force, which was, I think, an overreach to put it mildly. But in terms of, I didn't know much about Greenland and the Panama Canal's history. When you actually look into it, you know, I saw John Fetterman talking about it. He seems to be a voice of common sense amid all the partisan shrieking these days. But actually, when you look at it, there's a perfectly sound argument why America might want to take territorially Greenland if they were up for it, and the Panama Canal.
Take your
First
word,
of all,
take.
with Greenland,
Negotiate.
If Trump was looking,
Hang on, Kara, I will come to you.
If Trump was looking for an island to take, I would recommend Aruba. I go there every year. It's really warm. It's nice. I won't have to go through customs. I hate to make it selfish. So that would be, start with Aruba, and we'll go from there. Look, with Greenland, the idea, let's remind Americans, we bought Alaska from Russia in the 1800s, right? If we made a deal with the people of Greenland, because they have the right to choose their way, and they wanted to join America and become a state, and we can work a deal with Denmark, I have an idea, Piers, that can actually work. You make Greenland a state, Puerto Rico, and D.C. a state, all three at the same time. That's a deal. You'll get Democrats on board. We expand the Senate, 2 Democratic senators from each state, probably. Democrats will control the Senate going forward. I love this idea. Wrap it up. Here's, I think I solved it all.
Yeah.
Dave,
Interestingly, Greenland was for Kamala Harris 83 to 13% or something like that. Some number.
But Kara, did you even? Kara, did you? Kara, be honest. Did you know, Kara, that Denmark owned Greenland? Because I didn't.
I did not know that. But here's the thing: they're looking for rare earth minerals there. That is, and military installations. That's what's happening. Again, I always go to business. I'm like, what's the actual business? And there are rare earth minerals there that are necessary. As usual, Trump, who likes it feels like a game of Risk for Dummies. Like, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. It's fine to do those deals, Tim. If they want to negotiate them, people should have their own self-interest in mind and stuff like that. But he just likes to throw in these dumb, I could take it militarily if I wanted to. Like, it's so inane to do that. If you want to do a good deal, you don't send your son to take photos with your little jackets with your names on them in green. It's such a circus. And the only thing that is the circus about it is, you know, you have a state like California burning, like having very significant wildfires at the time. It makes us look so stupid. Just say we want the rare earth minerals and we want a military base for our subs because we want to counter the Russians. And over in Panama, we need that. It's a critical thing, and we need it in good shape. Just say it instead of.
Well, he has to be fair. To be fair, he did phrase it collectively as these would be
military.
Well, yeah, but he did. I think that was the misstep. But he did say that this was all for America's security. He said it would be improved by having both, and there is an argument, indisputably, that he's right.
Absolutely fine, but at the same time, misstep is a nice way of saying, like, why do that? Why not be very straight? I think politics in the future should be straightforward with the people. We want to do this and put it out as good ideas versus to create everything.
Have you seen Trump?
I think, you know what? I want to bring Dave Smith in. I want to bring Dave in because the truth is that Trump is a bit like his 60% tariffs with China. Nobody actually expects him to level 60% tariffs. He's taking a battering ram to get what he really wants. And it may be with Greenland. He's just letting it breathe for a bit. That America may invade the place. Of course he's not going to invade Greenland, but he wants people to be a little bit twitchy. So when he comes with a nice little deal, they're like, you know what, I prefer that to an invasion. I mean, as coarse as it is, I suspect it's just Trump being Trump the negotiator.
Well, I think that's right. I think this is Donald Trump's art of the deal philosophy that, like, why would I ever take coercion off the table if I have that in my back pocket? Why would I start the negotiation by taking away my strongest overt play? The other thing is that, look, like we've lived through this once before, right? Donald Trump was president for 4 years. Donald Trump says wild things that drive the news story, and then everybody's talking about the latest thing we have to say. And it's part of this, whether intentional or unintentional. This is part of how he floods the zone with constantly talking about Donald Trump. But if you're asking me, sincerely what I think about this policy, I mean, I guess I wouldn't be much different than the rest of the panel. Negotiations and things like that are fine. The idea of any type of like expansionist military move is insane. And personally, I think we're way too big of a country right now, and the last thing we need to do is be absorbing more territories. I think America has many very, very serious problems, and coming off of 20 years of disastrous terror wars and now the proxy wars in Ukraine and in Gaza, I think the last thing America needs to do right now is say, hey, what else can we take on? So look, America is the global empire. We're the most powerful government in the history of the world. We don't need to seize the Panama Canal in order to make sure that we can do business there. There's lots of other ways that we can.
You know what, though? When I read that Jimmy Carter gave it away for $1, I think it was, in 1977, I didn't know all that stuff. And actually, when I saw Trump's argument about the Panama Canal, I was like, you know what? He's got a point, which he often does.
Remember, Reagan did that.
But Piers,
Dean, I'm afraid we're running out of time. I just wanted to ask Kara one last question, which is this, because I think you're the best person on the panel equipped to answer this. Many people believe it is a matter of when, not if, Elon Musk and Trump have a spectacular falling out. Do you agree?
Yeah,
and what timeline are you giving it?
Well, I just interviewed actually Maggie Haberman for an hour on the podcast, and we talked about that. And I definitely have been getting calls from Trump people who are at first were like, Elon's the best. Elon's so fantastic. And they're like, wow, he's strange, Kara. You were right. Or he can be erratic and this and that. And they go, what do we do? What suggestions do you have? And I just say, good luck. And I hang up because I'm like, he's yours. He bought you. He broke you. That's how I feel about it. And she thought, and I think she's correct, Trump is irritated by his presence, and it probably will change once he gets to the White House. It's a very different thing. The question whether he gets a West Wing office, whether he gets one of those blue cards that allows you instant access, that's a good question. See what happens there. I think that she feels like Trump is a one-ring circus, and there's only one ringmaster. And he is irritated behind the scenes, and if you bother him in front of the scenes about it, he'll say he loves him. Because why not love the world's richest man who gave you all this money to help you get elected and was critical to that and can be used as a cudgel against other congressmen and everything else. I suspect there will be a breakup, and it will be spectacular, and we will have to endure it, unfortunately. Personally, I would like to get better characters in a new season of something, but probably in the end, it is a one-ring circus. I think Maggie's right, and her reporting is correct, that there is irritation. And in the end, Trump will prevail in that regard, although Elon will still be the richest in the world.
He will. I've got to leave it there.
I feel sorry for none of these people. So